Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Early morning video here. It's not used to having Sundays off, but the game in Madrid just ended. I was up early this morning to watch the Dolphins versus the Commanders. There was a few good drives in the game, and honestly, it wasn't spectacular, but it came down to overtime. I understand why they do these games in the NFL overseas, trying to spread the love of the game and make it a global sport. But all of these games are bad. I mean, honestly, they're really bad. That's just the way it goes. But tomorrow is going to be November 17th. This is the last edition of Monday Night Raw. With John Cena. This is going to be in Madison Square Garden. This honestly is going to be a really big deal. We are 2 Raws away. Survivor Series War Games in San Diego. And on SmackDown, we had a whole affair where basically they were set up with Cody Rhodes having a match against Bronson Reed. And during the match, basically the Vision, Braun Breaker, we had Logan Paul, we had returning Drew McIntyre return and beat up Cody Rhodes. And then the Usos came down to try and help, and they both got beat up. I'm honestly at the point right now with Jimmy. I understand if Jimmy is going to be in this match. He's going to come up. He's going to be a part of this one way or another. We have to figure out what is going on with the John Cena of it all. Is John going to have a match where he is involved in War Games and be a part of this like dream WWE team as we await Roman Reigns' possible return, and possibly Jimmy's going to get squeezed out? I don't have anything against Jimmy. Jimmy and Jay, as the Usos, are one hell of a tag team. But WWE has gone out of their way to show us that Jimmy Uso is not a singles wrestler. He is not somebody that they want to put out there and feature. I understand that, like, in the past, when, like, the Vince McMahon times, Vince thought us fans were dumb. We were stupid. We would get confused. If they were pushing Jeff Hardy, they couldn't push Matt Hardy on a different show, because we wouldn't be able to understand the difference between Matt and Jeff. Now, at least Jimmy and Jay are twins, but even at this point in their career, they really don't even look like they're twins. It's very easy to look at them and figure out which one is which one, even if you didn't see them in the contents of a wrestling ring. If you were to run into them at the mall or at Target or at the airport, I think everybody would be able to tell who is Jimmy and who is Jay. And anybody that's coming up to them saying the opposite, I don't think they're really watching the product week in and week out and seeing where it is going down. I honestly am really hoping that John Cena is going to be a part of this War Games team. But we need to find a 5th member and find out what is going on with this heel team. Already, they look huge. They look devastating. Everybody remembers the news of that people thought Austin Theory was going to join this team. Obviously, Drew McIntyre is taking that place. And we all saw the WrestleMania commercial. They've put it out there. They've showed the poster. They've showed the commercial. They want all of us going out and buying these tickets to WrestleMania. I haven't heard any of the numbers. I'm pretty sure the tickets are released. I wasn't looking. I really don't think I knew anybody that was looking. As far as I know, the tickets dropped, but I never really heard anybody talking about what they got. Just a lot of people talking about what the prices were for WrestleMania. But then again, maybe the tickets didn't go live yet. Now the more I think about it, I think it's funny that nobody is touting out the fact that they got WrestleMania tickets. But we all know it's coming. It has to come this week on Raw. This is Madison Square Garden. This is the Mecca. This is basically, how wrestling was created. This is why WWE is as big as it was, because they ran this arena, and for the longest time they tried to get away from it, but yet every time they return, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. I think Brock Lesnar is coming back on Monday night. I think he's coming back tomorrow. I think that the one reason why Jimmy was out there on SmackDown helping Cody and helping Jay, was the fact that he's brothers, with Jay. But CM Punk wasn't in town, wherever the heck SmackDown was. But we need to get a fifth member on this team, and I think it's going to be Brock. I don't know the possible best way for them to bring Brock out. This is, of course, the first time Brock is going to be on WWE TV since that SummerSlam with Cody Rhodes. But I think more than likely it is going to be either the return of Roman Reigns that brings Brock out, or John Cena's willingness to join this team, where they even out the odds, where it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4, and Paul Heyman and the heels tilt the scale and basically say, oh yeah, well, we got 5. Now, who is going to be your 5th member? And at that time, that's the point where we're eventually going to find out, is Cena going to be in this match? Is Roman coming back? If Cody's there, Roman honestly should be there. I haven't heard much about this Street Fighter movie since it started filming, but both of those guys came back honestly a lot faster than I thought they were going to. They made it seem like these guys were leaving to make this movie, and we were going to be lucky if they ever made their way back. I'm going to be sitting on pins and needles waiting for a Brock Lesnar return. And listen to me, once these guys actually get into the ring and we're setting the table for what this story is going to be at Survivor Series, if we have Cena, if we have Brock, if we have Roman, somebody tweeted this out. It was the Real Arc, or maybe it's the Real Arca 25 on Twitter. So it's their graphic. It's freaking awesome. But the stories of this match basically are going to be Punk and McIntyre, who had the war of what felt like 6 months that they could never get away from each other. We've got McIntyre and Lesnar. Of course, McIntyre beat Lesnar at WrestleMania 36. And that's where Brock disappeared for a while. That we don't really think about it because it was right in the beginning of the COVID times, but that was a WrestleMania main event. Even if Monday Night Raw debuted the next night, they made it seem like WrestleMania never ended, and the Big Show came out right after and challenged Drew to a match, and Drew beat him as well. So on paper, what was the WrestleMania main event? Was it McIntyre and Lesnar, or was it McIntyre versus Big Show? We'll never know. Cena and Punk, although it seems that they're going to be on the same teams, the last time that they were in the ring was over in Saudi Arabia, where they were battling for the WWE Championship after their war of 2011 and 2012 of who was the best wrestler in the world. Reigns versus Lesnar has main evented countless WrestleManias. That I honestly don't even know off the top of my head what the number of times those guys have actually been in the ring together. Lesnar versus Cena. Brock Lesnar is possibly the one wrestler in the world that can say that he kicked John Cena's ass every single time that they were in the ring. The only win that John Cena has over Brock Lesnar was a disqualification victory that was given to him because Brock was kicking too much ass inside of the ring. Cena's put up a fight. We all saw it at WrestlePalooza a few months ago, back in, I believe it was July. But in the end, the match was short. Cena got a little bit of a fight in, but the second that we thought that Cena had the win, Lesnar just was like, you know what? I'm ending this now. It's done. We've got Punk versus Lesnar. They haven't had a match since that SummerSlam of, I don't really remember, 2012, 2013, I'm guessing off the top of my head. Both of these guys fighting for who is the real Paul Heyman. Who is the real Paul Heyman guy? I apologize. We've got Reigns versus McIntyre. Who, of course, McIntyre has always been saying that Roman is the one guy holding him down, and McIntyre actually believes that in this feud, he is the good guy of it all. We've got Cena versus Reigns, who they've gone to war a few times, and I think, honestly, off the top of my head, Roman's beat him twice. I think they've had 2 matches. I think they're 2-0, but it's not as dominant as the Brock feud. We've got Cody and Brock, who the last time we saw them, they went to war over 3 pay-per-views. Brock broke Cody's arm, but Cody still beat him in a match. and basically beat him to the point where Brock showed respect to Cody Rhodes. Is he still going to have respect during this War Games match for Cody, or is the money that's possibly coming from the Vision and Paul Heyman going to be enough that he says, you know what, we're going to war? And that's just basically all that's going to be there. We're going to leave you finally with the final storyline of War Games, Cody versus Roman. They're going to be on the same team, but the last time they were in the ring together, they were on the same team when Cody teamed with them at Bad Blood, if I remember that right. But before that was WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40 with Roman as well as The Rock trying to hold down Cody and keep the WWE Championship in the bloodline. I'm pumped for War Games. I wrote my work schedule this morning. I'm almost set to be there. Mr. Miguel be coming into town as well. We're going to tear that town up. We're already sending texts about how fun the vlogs are going to be, man. It's going to be turning back in time. I wish Ravi was there. I wish Luke was there. I wish Mike was there. I wish a whole bunch of guys were there. But this is going to be one moment that I'm glad we're doing. Peace out, guys.